Hi everybody, Patrick here from Engineering Shock Electronics. This is the Epoch Learning Center Kickstarter video, project number 7, called The Light Sensor and Relay. For this project we're going to use the serial monitor, which is the ability for the chip to send data back to the Arduino serial monitor. We used it in project 6. If you haven't already checked out project 6, please check out the Kickstarter and the project page. The commented code can be found there. We're also using the relay, and the relay is a high-powered switch that's isolated from the rest of the electronics but controlled by the digital electronics on the board. And when we send 5 volts to the relay pin, it will turn this relay on and we can actually hear it click. And there's 3 terminals, CO, which is normally open, CO, which is common, which is the middle, and NO, which is the bottom, NO stands for normally open. The top terminal is labeled NC for normally closed. So by default, when the relay is off, the common pin, the middle pin, connects to the NC line for normally closed. And I can show you that because the relay is currently off, and I can set up my multimeter to do a continuity test. Now continuity means short testing. So CO, when I connect it to NO, I shouldn't hear anything. But when I connect it to NC, we get a short. So right now, CO is connected to NC. So if I turn the relay on by turning the light off, the NO and CO pins should be connected together, and there should be a disconnect between CO and NC. So in any case, I need to turn the serial monitor on for you to see the serial monitor react, but I'll show you the board before doing that, just to show you that you can actually hear the relay click when you turn the lights off, or simulate turning the lights off. Click on. And what that is there's when you activate the relay, you're basically energizing a little magnetic coil. So you create a little electromagnet which pulls contacts towards and away from each other. So if I decide I want to use just an LED, I can connect to the one of the LEDs on the bottom of the board. Let's just do GLED because we haven't used it yet. So the green LED right here should turn on when the light is off. Not the relay. Kind of neat, eh? So I'll actually physically turn the light off. And the green LED should be on. Oh, no, sorry, the flash from my camera is keeping it off. Sorry about that. I'm actually not going to edit that, just to show you that I understood my stupidity. So I'll connect it back to relay. And I'll show you the serial monitor. Once I upload the code, first I'll have to make sure that I verify it. Once verified, I can upload it. I want to make sure I've got my Arduino connected to COM5, or rather my Epoch, and then I go to serial monitor. That'll reset the program, and you'll see nothing. Let me just zoom in on that. So I'll place my hand over the light sensor, and I'll keep it there. And as soon as I remove it, and you can still hear the relay. And that's all it does. So let's power something with the relay. Here's the fun thing about relays. Now we're not going to do it in this video, but later on what we'll do is we'll take an extension cord and we'll modify it. And what we'll do is we will use that big terminal block to activate an AC circuit, like a lamp or something. At your own discretion, that is for a more advanced project. But for this project, let's just take a simple circuit and we'll connect it to the relay. There's a power rail on the board just above the breadboard. So there are 3 pins labeled 5 volts, 3 pins labeled 3.3 volts, and then there's a whole bunch of ground lines on the bottom rail, or right rail from here. It's labeled ground. That's DC ground. So I've connected that to the common pin. So right now, the DC ground line of this board is connected to both common and normally closed. And when the relay is activated, ground will disconnect from here and here and connect to here to here. And that's going to, so the NO pin is going to act as a conditional ground just when the relay is on. So now I'm going to take NO and I'm going to plug it into my breadboard, and we'll create a very basic LED circuit. So the normally open is connected to the negative or cathode of an LED, a light emitting diode, and I've got the 5 volt line from over here connected to a 470 ohm protective resistor, which is connected to the positive pin of the LED, the anode. This is a current limiting resistor. If I plugged 5 volts directly to the LED, then there'd be a direct path between 5 volts, the 5 volt line, and the LED to ground. When the relay turns on, that would burn out the LED. So this just keeps things healthy. So now what I'll do is I'll power on my Arduino. And we basically did this with the LED on the board, but I wanted to show you, to give you a better example of how this just acts as a light switch, essentially. Just an on and off switch in your kitchen that's controlled digitally, but it is completely isolated from the rest of the electronics. So, the Epoch is on, and I'll place my hand over the sensor. There we go. So now the CO and NO pins are connected. Now, lastly, just to give you one last bit of information on the relay, if I disconnect the NO wire and connect it to NC, we'll get the opposite effect, because CO and NC are connected when the relay is off. Now the relay is on by default, and I'll turn it off when the light sensor detects darkness. So I've reversed it. The relay is a single pole double throw switch. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned for Project 8.